Greetings, everybody, and happy Earth Day. My name is Liz Warren, and I'm the director of the Storytelling Institute at South Mountain Community College. The story I want to tell you today comes from Wales, and it's about the Welsh good people, the Welsh fairies. In Wales, they're called the Tylwyth Teg. But wherever you hear a fairy story, whether it's from Ireland or Scotland or Wales, the fairies always represent the land. They are creatures of the land. They are the voice of the land. And that's the sense of their role in this story as well. Now, a long, long time ago, there was a woman who lived in a beautiful little cottage on the edge of town, all by herself, but happily enough. She had a nice herd of cows, and they gave good milk and cream, and she was able to make cheese, and that's how she made her living. Everyone in that village loved the milk and the cream and the cheese that came from those cows. But over the past few weeks, well, those cows, they'd gotten sickly. And they hadn't been producing much milk at all, and no cream, and there was nothing for her to make cheese from, and she was getting worried. Now, this same woman, every evening, at the end of the day, she would take her bucket of slops, her apple cores, her potato peelings, her chicken bones, and she would walk out and look at the sunset and toss that bucket of slops out and be ready for the next day. And on this day, she took her bucket out, and there they were, the apple cores, potato peelings, eggshells, chicken bones, everything from a day of living and eating. And she picked that bucket up and she threw those slops along the path the way she had every day, the way her mother had, the way her grandmother had. But on this day, she paused a little bit to just think about her plight. "Oh," she said, "what's to become of me? Why are my cows sick? How will I get them better? I don't know what to do, and I don't know who can help me." And just then she heard a little voice. "I can help." She looked around. She didn't see anybody. "Down here," said the voice. She looked down, and sure enough, there, no higher than her knee, was a little man. A fairy, one of the Tylwyth Teg. Well, she was delighted and surprised to see him, but she said, "With respect, sir, how could you possibly help me?" He said, "Well, with respect to you, ma'am, I know the source of your problem, and I can help you fix it. All you have to do is put your foot on my foot, and you will see the problem." She said, "But your foot is so small. If I put my foot on it, won't I crush you?" "I didn't say stomp my foot. I said put your foot on my foot." And so she did. And the minute her foot touched his foot, she could see that right along the pathway, where she'd been throwing her slops for years, where her mother and her grandmother had thrown the slops before, there was a beautiful little Tylwyth Teg village, and it was now covered with apple cores, potato peelings, eggshells, and chicken bones. She said, I'm so sorry. I had no idea." He said, I know. That's why I'm telling you. If you want your cows to get better, all you have to do is stop throwing your slops on our house." She said, "But where would I throw them? I've always thrown them here. My grandmother threw them here, and her grandmother before her." He said, "It's easy enough. All you have to do is put a door on the back side of your house and throw them out there." "Oh," she said, "I don't know about that. Why, everybody in this village has their door on the same side of the house. How would I explain why I put my door in the back? They'd think I was crazy." He said, "Well, with respect, ma'am, they kind of think you're crazy already, and what do you really care? If your cows are better, what does it matter?" She thought about it, and she said, That's true. And she thanked the man, and she said she would handle it, and she did. That very day, she called the carpenter and the mason, and they bricked up the old door. They built a new door on the back. And when it was all done, at the end of that day, when it was all done, she took her bucket of slops, her apple cores, her potato peelings, the eggshells, the chicken bones. She walked out that new door, and she threw them out, and they landed on the ground, and there was no Tylwyth Teg village beneath them. and within a matter of days, her cows recovered. By the end of the next week, they were giving more milk than they ever had before. The cream was richer and thicker. The cheese she was able to make, it had changed your life. Well, do you know, from that day on, that woman prospered. And people said, she must know some secret about living. And it was true, she did. She knew that to live well, we have to respect the land around us.